Hi, my name is Caitlin Pryor, and for my persuasive speech, I decided to talk on organ donation, specifically why you should all be organ donors. So I just want to start by saying how amazing it is that in any stage of your life, whether as a teenager or an adult or even on your deathbed, you have the opportunity to save a life and improve so many others. So this is why I think you should be an organ donor. So first I'm going to discuss how organ donations work, and then I'm going to talk about the thousands of lives that organ donors save because of transplants. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how everybody can be an organ donor, no matter who you are. So to begin, I just want to talk about the basics of organ donation and how they're really pretty simple. There are two types of donations. In an article by Yvette Brazier, she submitted an article to Medical News Today, and in her article she talks about the two types of donations, specifically living and deceased. Living donors, they can donate things that they no longer need. So for example, someone could donate a kidney as long as the other one of their kidneys, they could survive well enough without one of them and they would be healthy enough. And they would go on living their lives after that donation and transplant. Deceased donors, on the other hand, they are people who have already passed away and they are eligible for transplanted organs or tissues, harvesting those so that other people could use those. And they have already passed on, so they can obviously donate a lot more organs and tissues to those in need. There are another list that we have to talk about for organ donations is there's a waiting list, and there are thousands of people on this waiting list. According to David Bornstein, according to his article in the New York Times, there are thousands of people on the waiting list just waiting for matches, waiting either for a specific blood type or a specific organ or tissue that they need in order to continue living long and healthy lives. And they usually spend years on that waiting list, and approximately 22 die every day waiting, which is really unfortunate, but because of the need in organs and tissues, not everybody gets the chance to receive one. But on a more positive note, those who don't die waiting get a second chance at a long and healthy life because of those who have registered to be donors. So according to Yvette Brazier, the same article I mentioned earlier, there are over 121,000 men, women, and children on the national waiting list. And that is continually rising every day. Approximately every 10 minutes, there's another person added to that waiting list. And unfortunately, the waiting list is increasing faster than donors are signing up. So more and more people are dying every day because we can't provide those organs or tissues that they need. In another article by Leo Trevino in the U.S. News and World Report, one deceased donor can save up to 8 lives and improve up to 50 because of how many organs and tissues are in the human body. One individual is capable of giving approximately 60 people new lives and better opportunities. I personally had an experience with this. My grandpa, he had a failing kidneys actually, and he had to travel every other day to get dialysis, which is where they use a machine and they clean out your kidneys because they can't do it themselves. And unfortunately, he died before he could receive a transplant. So he is part of that 22 people that die every day waiting. But he could have received better care had more people signed up and been willing to donate to people who are in need. And for those of you who are thinking you can't donate, this is not true. Anybody can be a donor, no matter your race, gender, or medical history, according to Leo Trevino's article. It doesn't matter where you come from, your medical history. There are so many people in need that these don't matter. Whether you're living or deceased donor, everybody has the opportunity to donate. For example, a smoker, reasonably we can't give a smoker's lungs to somebody because they're probably in really bad condition, but what about a smoker's eyes or other tissues in the human body? So many people of all races need transplants, so there are several waiting lists all around the world David Bornstein explains that all types of people need transplants, including specifically in his article he mentions African Americans, Americans, and Latinos, and there are so many waiting lists that there's a huge demand for organs and tissues. So in conclusion, I just want to restate that everybody can be a donor, and everybody should be a donor, because after, or at least a deceased donor, after you die, you don't need organs and tissues, so why is it so important that you keep them? So just a quick review, organ donation is super simple, and it's a noble cause with lots of benefits for those in need and for those who donate. And everybody can be a donor, and it saves tons of lives, so why not? And so it's free to register for organ donation, and it costs you nothing. So I encourage you all to sign up today, because it could help future generations, and it's giving up something that you no longer need after you've died. So sign up today, and it's easy to find resources to do this. Thank you.